Key ways to protect your heart in a relationship, especially when you're getting with someone new. So in today's podcast, Cece and I, we're going to talk about some of the things you can pay attention to make sure you don't get your heart broken. So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back to another episode of the one and only Blissology Podcast. I'm your girl, Cece, and I'm joined by my husband. What's the look, baby? Why are you looking like that for?
I'm preparing my energy so I can follow you up. So hey everybody, this is Will, and welcome back to another episode of the Blissology Podcast. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on that notification bell so you can be notified when Cece puts out these videos.
When you put out these videos, you know.
In fact, I put them out. So in this podcast, we talk about
a whole lot of stuff. Y'all know what it is. That should be a rapper. We talk about love. Y'all know what it is, what it do, right? We talk about love, life, family, relationships, but most importantly, relationship. We talk about it here a lot.
We only talk about relationship.
And coaching. No,
we only talk about relationship.
Yeah, only relationship.
Yeah, so before we get into the topic of the day, which is the things you can do to protect your heart, we're going to get into the blissful moment. So here it is.
What is your blissful moment, sir?
I am going on vacation.
Where are we going?
No, we're staying home.
Oh, okay. So you staycation, more like staycation.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, but yes, I'm officially on vacation. It's July 4th on Tuesday.
Okay.
I have no idea what we're doing.
Same here.
Somehow they always manage to make me work on July 4th.
Well, everybody's asking. My mom was asking, what are you doing on July 4th? The girls were asking, what are you doing on July 4th?
It's on a Tuesday.
It's on a Tuesday because last year.
So everybody's off.
What do you mean everybody? Some people will be working. You and my parents will be off. Yes.
Yeah. So that's my blissful moment. I'm on vacation and it's July 4th. I don't have any big project to work on, so I should be able to get some time to rest. And that's it.
Okay, well,
What's your blissful moment? Don't tell me your blissful moment is because I'm home and you're going to make me work.
My blissful moment is your vacation, sir.
How?
So I can take some time to relax.
This woman always managed to have a whole list of things for me to do.
No, but I don't have anything for you to do, though, for this vacation. I think I just need you to be home so I can take a few days off from the girls.
I can do that because the kids and I'm probably going to be playing some Minecraft.
Ooh, that should be fun.
Yes.
That should be. But
yes,
y'all,
I'm going to join them.
Listen, can y'all believe it's July 1st already?
Yeah, I believe it. It's on the calendar.
I just can't. I just cannot believe that it's July 1st already. It's like before you know it, the kids will be back to school.
That's a good thing.
It's not a good thing because I'm not ready for middle school. I am not ready.
But ready or not, that day will come. So
I am not
get
ready.
ready. You have a month.
I don't know.
Month and a week.
Before
actually.
you know, that's what we said last May. We have 2 months and a week or 2 weeks. But I'm sure there's tons of parents out there who feel maybe the same way. They're not ready for the kids to go to college, to high school. Your goddaughter going to high school, I think.
Oh, man. We're getting old.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know about you, but I'm not. They're just growing, but we're getting younger.
We're getting old. But anyway, hey, listen.
But I just can't believe it. I know one thing for sure. I was like, oh my God, I just cannot believe that we literally ran through June like as if we were drinking water. And then before you know it, July pop in. Or you go to sleep and the next thing you know it's July. I just can't believe it.
It didn't happen that way.
Yeah, but it happened so fast, right?
It did. It felt fast. It felt fast. And hey, listen, what can we do?
I think what happened is when you're busy and when you have a lot
going
going
on,
on,
track of time. Yes,
you have a lot going on. Man, I remember when we were younger. The days were just like
my summers were always fast because I always work.
But I'm just saying, like, the days were like...
Oh, when we were kids.
Yeah.
Real okay, yes. Yes. But we used to get 3 months.
Sure. Yes.
That's why it was long. We got a whole 3 months.
Yes. Yes. But I know there's a lot of kids that are not ready to go back to school because they're having so much fun playing games, just like our daughters.
Yeah.
They're not ready. I'm sure yours are not ready too. But anyways, before you know it, it's like back to school already,
Which is good.
which is not good because I'm not ready.
Anyway, that's our blissful moments today. I'm going on vacation, and this woman's going to make me work on my vacation.
And I think
What's
on July 4th, we'll have something going on. I'm not sure. Maybe if we don't, we're probably going to go out, just, see the fireworks. And
I avoid
that's about it.
crowds, so I don't know if we're going to go out.
I feel like every year we say the same thing.
Yes,
but we
'cause
find but here's the
I've
thing.
been avoiding
we
crowds.
find ourselves get in the car and go see the fireworks. Like, true story. Every year we say the
last year
same
we
thing.
drove around.
Last
we didn't
year,
actually.
We couldn't find parking, baby.
Yeah,
That's
so
what happened last year. So we drove around until we were like, you know what? Let's just go home. But
And in our neighborhood, they were doing some fireworks show. We still got to see
that's
some.
not the same vibe. You gotta go be in the crowd and see the lights.
No, crowd. I don't know.
And see, that's the vibe. I mean, it just felt like July 4th. When you don't go see the fireworks, it's like a regular day. But it's not, it is what it is for me. Whether if we go or we don't go, I'm still going to see it on the, on the big screen. It's going to be on TV, regardless.
Oh, I have pictures like 4 or 5 years ago that
Or
I
we could
took
just
of
watch the
fireworks. You
videos.
could just watch those.
Or we could just watch the videos that we took
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago. Like, yay,
Yeah.
But yeah, I know you don't like crowd, and I have no problem with crowd. I just feel like it makes the vibe different.
I still don't like crowds.
I know you don't like crowds.
People don't always act right.
True. But
Yeah.
anyways. So
Anyway,
hopefully you're doing something. Hopefully we're barbecuing.
Anyway, so let's get to the topic of the day, which is how to protect your heart when you get in a relationship.
That's right. That's right.
And that's especially important when you're just starting out with someone.
I agree. Listen, you need to protect your heart, okay? Especially if you've experienced heartbreak in the past. Because I feel like sometimes, I think it's mostly for guys when they just jump into the next one, even if they got, the girl happened to dump the guy, and then they're like, okay, I'm just gonna have a one night stand just to,
Emotionally, this whole breakup thing sometimes don't have the same impact on us as it does on ladies.
yes, because it's hard for us. Like,
Yeah.
it is hard.
Yeah, some of us, yes, you dumped me. Thank you. Now I'm free.
But there's some guys who take it very much like,
Listen, if you're in a serious relationship and it ends, it's gonna have an impact on you.
yeah,
And some people may hide it in some way, but it's going to. And when you get in your next relationship, yeah, you may be, am I going to kind of hold back a little bit, or am I gonna let go? 'Cause,
Right.
Listen, whether we want to admit it or not, if someone dump you, it does impact you somehow.
Yeah,
At least if you're
absolutely.
already planning to dump this person before they dump you, then they save you from having to state your reasons.
we watched a movie a few months back, or maybe last year.
Yeah.
Where the guy was like, "It's not you, it's me." When someone said it's not you, it's me, you clearly know that. This is something that it's more like, what you're trying to say, it's me.
Yeah.
Just so you can make it like in a way where I don't feel
it's a breakup
bad.
speech to take away the blame from, putting it on this person. Putting it on you. This way it makes it should make the other person feels better, but I don't think it. Well, I haven't broken up with anybody.
Good for you.
Maybe I should try that on you. But anyway, but yeah, I mean, when you're getting into a new relationship, yes, that could be a dilemma you're facing. Should I or should I not? And in relationship, it's important sometimes to allow yourself to be vulnerable.
Of course.
However, vulnerability comes with its own risk. You could be taken advantage of. You could get your heart stepped on, not just broken. I'm talking about crushed. But what can you do, right?
Yeah.
Just find out what the risk is, and maybe opening up yourself to someone may be scary.
No, it is going to be scary, because here's the reason why it's going to be scary, because you don't want the same thing that happened with the previous relationship happen to this one.
Yeah, but not everybody's the same.
You don't know that. This is why you got to guard your heart. Hey, let me just hold on. Let me just pull back a little bit, just in case if you happen to be just like the other person.
Yeah, but that's you assuming from the
That's
get-go
me.
you probably like the other person.
Well, yes, honey, because, you know, whatever I learned from the previous relationship, I want to make sure that I don't bring it to the new one. So therefore, I'm going to hold back, pull back, just so you don't break my heart, just like the other guy did.
Yeah, but if this person's looking to really get to know you and understand you, if you're holding back, how could they ever know who you are?
Well, there's holding back for a certain amount of time, right?
Okay.
And then until you start opening up,
Eventually you got to open up.
Eventually,
Yeah.
yes. Eventually.
Yeah, when you feel like maybe this may be a relationship that will last. Because that's usually the one thing that's scary. It's like, should I open up from the get-go when you're not even sure if this will last? And then that's understandable, right? However, what we're going to share with you guys today is some expert-approved tips.
Yes.
Well, we
based
are
on
the
my
experts.
research. Okay.
Based on her research.
And based on our experience.
And on my expertise. We're going to share some tips with you on some of the things you got to keep an eye out for before you open up.
Yeah, girl. Just don't be doing that, you know. Especially what happened from your previous relationship. Imagine if you were with this guy for like 10 years or 5 years, and, you know, out of nowhere, he decided to like, hey, you know.
It's never out of nowhere. I don't like it.
Out of nowhere because there's a third party involved.
That's usually
I feel like out of nowhere because there's a third party involved. Now we just not going to work out anymore.
There's always something. Sometimes we choose to not pay attention to the signs.
Listen, we've been watching a lot of these shows.
You've been watching.
Well, watching and listening. What I started doing is that, you know, after 9:00, no work relating stuff. I want to just like lay back and watch something. Yeah. So I've been watching this show where there's so many crazy things happening in that show.
I think that show's nuts.
And the reason why I bring it up is because when there's a third party involved during your relationship, and then before you know it, hey, we're not going to work out anymore because, oh, something happened. When you know in reality it wasn't that happened, it's because there's someone else is involved. So therefore, you're like, okay, for me, I would start questioning why all of a sudden, like, this is not working. Why are we doing this? And I'm saying this because of based on the shows that we've been watching, is because there's always a third party, y'all. Like whether if you're dating, you married someone, when someone's breaking up, it's because there's a third party involved. That's how I feel, and I'm
not
going
to dispute the fact. I've seen that show, and that show's nuts.
It's not nuts. It's interesting.
The only thing I'm saying is that it's never all of a sudden. There's usually some time that passed before it actually happens. But anyway, let's go back to the things that you can do to protect your heart. The first thing is
take it one day at a time. Take things
slowly.
Yes.
Yeah, don't give up the cookie after the first day.
Listen, no.
Yeah. So physical intimacy, maybe leave that for the fifth. The like third month.
For like a year.
No, a year is too long. If someone really gets to know you, they got to get to know you. But don't lead with that.
Yeah, and I think that's one main reason people end up hurt is that they rush things.
Yes.
They rush things. Whether if you're a guy or a girl, they just rush into things.
Yes. Take things slowly. Spend time together. And really get to know each other before hitting different milestones in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And intimacy is one of the milestones. Meeting the parents is another one. Moving in together is one. So, but make sure you know who you're with.
Yeah.
Before you get to these points.
Yeah, before, we got together, I think.
Oh, we old school.
Yeah, we kind of like old
school. We didn't move in until we got married.
Yeah.
Which I think that's the way it should be.
Which I think is the right way it should be.
Yes.
There's no right or wrong way, but I think based on however you feel.
Right, I'm saying the way it should be. But you know, just take it slowly and really, really know who you're with before you get to whatever the next step may be. Yeah. I think too many people rush into committing to certain things together when they're not even quite sure if they're right for each other. Like, for instance, getting into a lease together to get into an apartment.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. Now, if you've been dating this person for 5, 6, 7 months, you really know that you're good for each other. You can live together. Or if someone's already in a lease, maybe we're going to do that, move in a little bit. After that 4 or 5 months, make sure that you can deal with this person when they wake up in the morning. And if you're good with it, then maybe when that lease is up, maybe you can get into a lease together with that person. The same thing goes for intimacy. The same thing goes for sharing some financial stuff. Make sure that you're good with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we didn't get a joint account until way after we got married. No, I think we did one before.
We didn't. After we got married. No. When we bought the house, a lot of the funds were coming from account, so we did. Yeah. See, but it took us time to actually do that. It sure did.
Yes. Yeah, we bought a house before we got married together. Yeah. We took our time because we were together for a while.
And then we moved into the house, we slept on the floor.
Yeah, our bed was
when we got back, when we got back from our honeymoon, like in February, and I was like, "What?"
Our furnitures are majorly delayed. I really
wanted to go back to my house. I was like, "Can we go sleep at my parents instead?"
No, that's not gonna happen.
We slept on the floor.
It wasn't for long. I think it was like maybe 2 or 3 days because our furnitures came in the middle of that week because we got back on that Saturday. But you know, we got to this point.
So we slept on the floor for 2 or 3 days.
Yes, it was good.
After we got back from our honeymoon.
It's good. We enjoyed it.
And what funny thing is, like, you know, that was the time that we moved in the house with no furniture in. That's the next podcast. We got to tell the story.
Yes, it was a story. It was a good story.
It was a good story. The sacrifice that we made.
We bought the house and we didn't move in like 4 months later.
I know.
Yeah, but I trusted this woman.
And I did too with you because
But that didn't happen overnight though, because it took us. Yeah, we married after knowing each other for like 5 some years. Why did we wait that long?
I don't know.
I needed to have the money in place.
You needed your finances together. And that's the thing. That's what Steve Harvey said. You got to get your finances together. There's certain commitment
you don't get into unless you know you're good to go for it.
Yeah, and I think we were, like you said, we are old school.
Yeah,
because
kids these days will look at us and they say we old school.
Yeah, I agree, but I think, you know, again, there's no right or wrong way, but I feel like, you know, the way that we took the path was, hey, you were working, let's get your finances together.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't get my BMW. Oh my God, you know, I had to not spend money.
You know what? We're gonna save this for the next podcast, y'all. This story is very interesting, and then we can talk more about that.
Yes.
So let's bring it next time.
Yes. Yes, but taking things slowly is important. It's important because this way you can make sure that before you do things that you would regret, you know for certain that this is the right person to get.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, and you'll find when these things, when you get with people quick, when you rush things, they're bound not to last.
I agree. There is when you count, especially if you feel like you're getting older, you're like, man, I need to get a man.
I got to do this real quick.
Yeah. And like we said earlier, the first thing is definitely take things slowly because there's people, it works for them, but I truly feel like 80% of the time.
Yeah, I'd probably say 90%.
90%, yeah.
Yeah, because when you rush these things, especially if you're young, you haven't had much experience. Now, if you're experienced, if you've had it, listen, if you're an OG, you've been around the block, you know how things work. Yes, because from the get-go, you can pick a good one from the bad ones. In that case, just carry on. You know what you're doing.
Right, but if you're like a Gen Z, the millennials.
If this kind of like, you've only been dating people for fun and then now you're ready to get into a serious relationship, take your time.
You know, one thing I want to say, of course, when you say take your time is just that when you're younger, it's even harder because when you're dating someone, you don't want to be out in the public with that person yet because you don't know if it's going to work out. Imagine you go to church, you are at parties with this guy or with this girl, and then comes to find out that it didn't work out. And then people at church or at the party, your friends, like, hey, what happened so-and-so? And you're like, well,
it didn't work out.
Like, we're going to be dating for like 6 months without my church people or friends know about you. Because I don't know if we're gonna.
That? You hide that person? I don't know.
Yes.
But these days, I don't think that's happening. I think once kids are together, when they're together.
They like out in the public.
So were you hiding me?
No, I wasn't hiding you. But we were at the church
so
together.
That explains that sometimes you see me and you're like, now it's
hi,
making sense, you know?
Like hi bye. Because you don't know whether if it's gonna work out or not. So you don't want to get you gotta guard your heart. You don't want to protect your heart because you don't know if it's gonna work out. And before you know it, people at church listen, the people that you go to church with, they're gonna be like, whoa, just last week or last month I saw her or him with this girl, with this guy, and now he's with somebody else or she's with somebody else. That's what I'm trying to say is that when you are with someone new, you need to like, hey,
take it easy before let's put this person on display.
Yeah, like let's go to an American church or a church where people
where they don't know you. and rightfully so, breakup always take an emotional toll, sometimes financial toll on both partners.
I agree.
So don't put yourself in a position.
I agree.
To break up.
Yes. This is why you gotta hide him.
I don't know about hiding. But another thing that's important to make sure is that whoever you're choosing, make sure they share your value.
Yeah.
It has to be someone that kind of sees things the way you do. Now it's good to have diversity though, right?
Of course.
However, if you want children and I don't want children, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
Or if you're a Republican, I'm a Democrat.
Yeah, that is a problem. That's going to be fire.
If you're religious and I'm an atheist, that's a problem.
Yeah.
If you're tall and I'm short, no, that's not a problem. But you gotta make sure whoever you're choosing, and you can really spot on after dating this person, maybe like going to maybe like 3-4 dates, you'll be able to tell, yeah, this person kind of sees things differently than I do.
Right.
If you're a conservative person and the other person is like madly liberal,
wild
and nuts, yeah.
Wild.
So it's important to make sure your values are aligned because you'll find yourself arguing about everything.
I agree, and I think one thing for sure is when you dating someone new, you really need to know, hey, what are your goals and your values? I think that's important. It may not be important to some people, but I think it's always good to talk about it.
Yeah, if you're planning on being with someone long term,
yeah, you need to know.
You gotta know.
You need to know, because I can't be with someone who just don't have any values, any goals. Because I'm one of those people where
maybe they have them, but they're completely different than what you're looking for in life.
Yeah.
Now your goals could be different. Like you can have different career goals, but values,
yeah,
those are non-negotiable because those are the things that will cause breakups, that will cause divorces if you get to the point where you married this person. Yeah, if you're like multiple partners or you're like open relationship or you're a swinger.
And I'm like,
yes, So you have to know these, and those are upfront questions that you can ask. How do you feel about certain things?
Yeah, and I would say,
I'm this way. What do you feel?
Yeah, and here's the thing too. Yeah, we're talking about protect your heart, but don't come and ask this question the first or second date.
Don't lead with that question.
I'm sure you guys
know. Some people are upfront and direct.
Some people are very much.
And some people may be able to pull it off.
But here's the reason why though. They don't want to waste their time. Especially if you're an OG and you know that, hey, I've gone through it already.
Yes.
Listen, what are your values and your goals? What are you doing? What are your 5 years plan? Or your long-term goals and short-term goals?
Well, that could be used as a way to kind of filter out those who's not serious.
Well, yes. Like, imagine if you're like in your mid-40s and you're like, I just don't have the time. I need to find someone. So therefore, even if you're there's a lot of people out there who like in their 20s
that don't have time.
They don't have time because a lot of them are either running multiple businesses and they just want to make sure they find someone that's like ready to go. Listen, y'all, we're talking about protect your heart, but we got to keep an eye on those red flags, okay? We need to pay close attention to red flags. I didn't do that for you. I should have done that.
Well, there weren't any red flags for me.
That's what you say. Listen, don't ignore any don't.
Like if this person is an excessive drinker,
don't ignore any flags.
Pay attention to that.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, yes.
If they're an excessive smoker and you don't smoke.
Yeah, like if you're with someone who's physically or emotionally abusive, listen. Or someone who lies all the time, someone who mistrusts you. I mean, these
overly jealous.
Oh yes. These are the keys that you need. These are the key signs that you need to really keep an eye on.
Those are the red flags.
And to me, it will definitely end up the relationship.
Oh, you forgot one. If the person is a mama's boy or if she's a daddy's girl, that's a term we don't hear much.
Yeah, we don't hear that term much.
But it should be. But if they're mama's boy, yes, you got to pay attention to these things. Yeah. You know? Well, or if they have like a lot of close guy friends, you know, that they're constantly hanging out with.
Or if they have a lot of people coming in their house, right? In and out.
Yeah, so pay attention to these things from the get-go. Because that will help you determine, is this person really, or can I even deal with this person?
Right.
Or try to see this person when they wake up in the morning with no makeup.
Right here. Oh my God. Speaking of with no makeup, I saw this on TikTok last weekend. This guy actually broke up with this girl because she would not let him see her without makeup or wig. Not? She just don't feel comfortable.
She's got issues.
She's like, and he's like, hey, I want to be able to see you naturally. I want to see what you look like. You know, then again, people on TikTok make things up nowadays. You don't know if it's real or not. Think it's a made-up but I can see that, you know, because my husband see me without my wigs and see me without my makeup. And there's time in the morning where I just got, you know, I'm up and wash my face. She's wearing a bonnet. And I have my bonnet. I mean, you got to be comfortable. Yeah, the guy was like, I just got to be able to see you naturally. Yeah, I want to see.
I think that's a TikTok setup thing.
It could be true.
Yeah, people could. I mean, if I'm with someone and you would not let me see you without makeup, I'm going to think you're hiding something.
Yeah.
There's probably a Godzilla under this.
I don't know about that. But
you know, pay attention to red flag because obviously someone who's not comfortable with themselves could be a sign.
Yeah.
Because if you're not comfortable with yourself, if you can't love yourself enough to allow people to see you how you are, how could you even love me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And things happen to us. I mean, I look this way today. Who knows? Something could happen and I'll look completely different the next day. This life we're living could change at any moment.
Right.
What's going to happen? I change and they're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You? I'm gone. Right?
Yes.
Now,
yes.
If someone is not comfortable with themselves, maybe they need some love to help. But
yeah, maybe they need some self-love.
But you got to be good with yourself before you can be good with anyone else.
I agree.
So if you're going into a relationship, you're not good with yourself, then try to get good with yourself and then get with someone.
Yeah.
You know, the red flag gives you a chance to kind of evaluate to see who you're with or what you could potentially anticipate from this person. And from then on, you know, kind of decide, should it? And there are certain things, if you see it's not quite so, this is probably when you say, you know what? It's probably not going to work out.
Yeah, and trust your gut feeling too. Because
our gut feeling's usually right.
Well, that is, you know, yes, they're right all the time.
Yes.
That's usually the angels telling you, don't do it, girl. Or run for your life. You know, that's like God wanting you. Like, what are you doing? Why with this person? And if your gut feeling tells you not to do it, just don't do it. Don't go with it. Don't keep going back and forth with yourself. Y'all know how we are sometimes, ladies. We know I can make it work. You know, he seems like
he was having a bad day.
That's or maybe this. You know, no.
Maybe if I move away with him, or maybe if I move in with him or her, they'll feel different.
Yeah, I've heard that
Right?
before too. Yeah.
Maybe if I give it to him more, he'll feel different.
Yeah.
No. Sometimes those are signs
Yes.
that you should put an end
That
to.
you should put an end to it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know me. I'm always gonna say this. I've said this so many times on this podcast.
Yeah.
Do not settle.
Well, eventually you have to settle. Settle with someone and live with them. But do not settle for what you don't want.
Right. Period.
Yeah. There's always someone better out there.
Yeah. We talked about that last week on our podcast.
We did.
You know?
Last week was so long ago. But don't settle. And I agree with you. Don't settle. If someone doesn't seem quite right for you,
Yeah.
maybe they're not right for you.
Exactly.
And if you're going to get with someone, get with this person for the right reason.
Yeah.
Right?
We talked about when love does not choose you. I was just looking that up.
Oh, she's confirming that I don't remember stuff. But yeah, if you get with someone, get with that person for the right reason.
Right.
Like I know being lonely can be lonely.
It sucks.
I haven't been lonely for a while, so I don't even remember what it feels like to be lonely.
I've been lonely for 18 years.
But I haven't been lonely for a while, so I don't know what it feels like to be lonely. But I know when I was lonely in my early days, it sucked.
In your college days.
Not quite, but it sucked. So I understand that. So if you're going to get with someone and the sole reason is to make sure that you always have companion, then that may not be quite the best reason, because what are you going to do? You with this person for companionship, but you possibly going to get with that person, because if all you want is companionship, that means you're not giving this person anything else. Mm-hmm. And there's no attachment. Mm-hmm. You just want someone to dump when you need to vent, you need someone to vent to.
Oh, you're just afraid of being alone?
Yeah, that's part of the reason. You need someone to talk to.
Yeah.
So you have a bad day at work, you need
No.
someone to be there for you for you to unload on.
Or you need a status.
That could be. You know, you don't want to go out alone.
Right.
You need someone to tag along
You
when
need
you're
a
going
status.
to functions and stuff.
Right.
Right? So, hey, listen. Those are not the best reasons, because what's going to happen? You with this someone, but you probably going to need someone else to satisfy whatever other needs you have. And you know, in relationship, there's different needs. And when you're with someone, sometimes they have to satisfy all of those needs. So if you're with someone for that reason, that may not be the best reason. You're probably going to be tippy-toeing on this person with someone else for other needs that you may have, but you only need that person for that need. It's like you have one for the companionship, you had one for the intimacy, you have one for the status. Get with someone for the right reason.
Right.
Because if you're just hopping on for whatever reason that may not make sense, it's bound to just hit you right back in the face.
Yeah. I agree.
And stop focusing on the superficial things.
Hello.
6 figures, you got to make so much money for me to be with you.
Nowadays, that's what everybody's looking for.
You got to drive that type of vehicle for me to be with you.
Now,
What's going to happen if I lose my job? Or what's going to happen if that car, I can't afford it anymore?
yeah. Listen, the status, the cars, the money, the bags. Nowadays, that's all you see all over the platforms. Okay. But I'll tell you this. This is more important than the bags, than the cars, than, the 6 figures. Not having someone.
I make 2-figure. And she's
Yes,
still
you
with
do.
me.
I'm still with. Listen. Till death to a support.
Yes, I kind of committed to that.
For richer, for poor.
I kind of committed to that as well.
Oh my God. Speaking of that, I don't want to take too long, but I want to say this. T.D. Jakes' wife, the First Lady, Soretta Jakes, was talking about, which we watched that together a few weeks ago. And she was talking about how the young generations now, they don't say the old vows anymore.
No.
They don't use that vows. They have their own vows, and they're like, I remember when I met you by the water.
Yeah.
You were looking to fly.
I want you to stay fly.
And she made a big deal because she's like, this is why there's so many people who no longer together. There's so many people who gone through divorce, because the vows, the old vows is what people should hold on to. Just because you don't have the 6 figures anymore doesn't mean that I'm not going to be with you anymore. Just because you don't drive the car that you used to drive, the big cars. Nowadays, this is what's happening now.
Not always. I'm still with you. Right? Now, listen.
Well, we OGs, baby.
I think some people are in a relationship, and obviously they have different views and different outlooks, and they look at the commitment differently than the way we did. But there's still people that are with each other for poorer or richer or for better or worse. There's a lot of us who are still. But we tend to hear a lot about those people that are in the media, the spotlight. And
there's another word going around.
Something. Anyway, I don't want to talk about people's stuff here, but don't focus on the superficial stuff. Now, you should always want better. I believe that if you're with someone, you do want good stuff.
Yeah.
But this is not what makes the relationship.
Of course not.
In fact, you can pick up someone who had nothing, and together you work, and you will build an empire.
Right.
And you would have missed out on that if you were looking at what they had at the moment, but not realizing the potential that they have to do more. So I'm a big fan on, getting more, doing more. Mm-hmm. But don't focus on this from the get-go.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're a man, you're taking your woman out on the first date, don't choose the crappiest car, the crappiest place to take her in. Believe me, a lady needs to be treated right. So do the right thing. Now, we can't put people into a mold. And I know we were talking about 6 figures earlier. There's many people that they have certain mold that they created. Mm-hmm. And they would want you to fit in that mold.
Yeah. And they're not going to settle.
And if you don't fit in that mold, they don't want to see you.
No.
Now, there's no mold for people. If you had one, maybe get rid of it. Be flexible in dealing with people. Mm-hmm. However, keep an eye out for your heart, because at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself. And if you think of the things that we've discussed so far, is taking it slowly. Mm-hmm. Make sure you pay attention to red flags. Make sure that you have similar values. Those things will allow you to build your relationship on the right foundation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it'll cut down the chances of you breaking it up. Now, that doesn't mean breakup may not happen, because we can all screw up at any given point in our lives.
Right.
Now, I intend to never screw up.
We're human, Barry.
I pray every day that God don't allow me to ever screw up to the point to mess up my relationship. Yes, I may screw up on little things that can be fixed, but there's certain screw up that cannot be fixed. And I pray that I never have to.
Screw up your marriage.
But, hey, your heart is important to you.
Yeah.
It's your well-being. There's people that gone nuts based on a relationship that didn't work. Mm-hmm. Mentally, they've gone places that they shouldn't have gone. So protect it at all costs, but allow yourself to allow whoever you get with to know who you are. So don't build a wall where you become someone that cannot be in any relationship. You become so paranoid that you can't be with someone. You're going to die alone if that's how you are.
With a bunch of cats.
But allow yourself to be with people. But take some precautions. So this is our podcast on key ways to protect your heart in a relationship, especially for those of you who are just now getting into relationships. Mm-hmm. So please remember to share, like, subscribe, and click on the notification bell so you can be notified when we put out videos just like this one. Mm-hmm. Leave some comments. We appreciate those things. Mm-hmm. And tell your friends about us.
That's right.
Tell them that we tell good jokes and they'll probably laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, but we appreciate you guys and we thank you for sticking with us and listening to our podcast. And again, please remember to share. So I'm going on vacation. I'm going to enjoy July 4th. Hopefully this woman won't make me work. Okay. I'll be thinking of you guys.
I won't.
Until then, peace.